A happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to the PlugTalkSports live show. This is episode 239. Myself, Daniel Torres, alongside Jonka. Don't stop. Hope everyone's having a great start to the week. I will tell you, Jonka, and we're not talking about them tonight, but I just saw highway robbery for the Miami Marlins starting out series in Philadelphia against the Phillies, which ended. I mean, he got every right to do what he did or complain. Clayton McCullough getting ejected from the game, 100%. I think he should have given them more. I think he should have given the umpires more. These umpires were the worst umpires that I think they cost the Marlins this game. One, I'm going to tell you, Jonka, it starts pissing rain in Philadelphia. And they decide, we're going to play through it. We're not going to stop the game. We're going to play through it. And the Marlins pitcher, he gets upset because the ball is slipping out of his hands. And he's like, dude, I can't pitch. Like, it's slippery. Like, I can't pitch.
Yeah.
And they said, oh, keep going. So that was one thing. And then this was a situation that pretty much took a big hit on the Marlins. Bases are loaded. Ball hit first base line. They call it foul, which was fair, clear as day. So they go to review it. They come back. They say, oh, it's actually a fair ball, so we'll bring in 2 runs. But the tying run, which would have been the 3rd run, when they called the play dead, he was already rounding 3rd. So he's like, why are you going to – he was rounding 3rd already. Like, that run should count. So Clayton McCullough got pissed and came out, argued it, and obviously he got ejected. And honestly, that really – the game should have been tied, and that's what took a damper on things. But they remain 3 games back from the Phillies from the final wild card spot, thankfully, because the Padres lost tonight. They lost to the Mets. So thankfully we stayed 3 behind the Phillies. But yeah, a trip up to Citizens Bank Park is never easy for the Marlins.
Yeah. I didn't get to see the game. I was heading here from work, so unfortunately, I'm gonna watch the highlight to see if I agree with what you're seeing, but yeah, Marlins again and again, they go up, they get up to 500, they lose the 500 record, and they're playing with fire right now, bro, because these are the games that you need to be stealing from the top teams, and the games that you're playing with the bottom teams, you're just edging out against them. I don't know if the Marlins make the postseason. They still can if they can get hot. But I will say, if you guys haven't noticed, ever since the trade deadline and losing Liam Hicks and
Stowers is still injured.
Stowers out. Now everybody's like, you can tell like the offense isn't as potent as it once was before that. Now, obviously, they just had like an 8-run game the other night, but that was against, I think, the A's, if I'm correct, or the Pirates. So don't take that as like a thing. I don't know. The Marlins right now aren't they're not really helping their case when it comes to making the postseason, which is something that I had a feeling was going to happen, and I warned Daniel that if they screwed up at the trade deadline, it was going to be over before it even started. And then we're going to have a lockout. Most likely, you're going to have a lockout. And then now what do the Marlins do? Nothing.
Now, before we get into our first topic, I want to ask you this. This was well predicted. We talked about this last week, I believe, but this was well predicted. And you and I actually, on our way back home from vacation, I think mostly the entire way, we're listening to ACC talk, Miami Hurricanes talk, and the prediction came. It was right, and it came out today. Miami Hurricanes starting at number 7 in the preseason top 25 poll by the Associated Press. And so, what do you think, man? Miami at 7.
Let me just pull up the entire thing just so I can. Let me see standings or the rankings technically. I repeat the 1 through 15 for me, or I guess. Wait, I think I have it here.
You got it?
I think so. If my Wi-Fi, there we go. Yeah, so this is where I have a problem, because why is Indiana and why is Miami 6 and 7, 6-7? Why is Texas at 5?
I told you this.
The runner up at 6. The runner up is at 7. Us, Miami, Indiana, the national champions, are at 6. Texas, who have been basically, I think. No, I'm put that under Miami because Miami just made the national championship. Texas has been more all talk and no action than Miami has in, I think, for a long time. Even from we were in the national championship in 2001 and 2 and 3.
Yep.
Texas has not done anything to even deserve to be at number 5. Sure, they got Arch Manning, which is a little bit overrated to me, and they got Cam Coleman, the receiver, which I'm excited for. I am going to be brutally honest. They're a good team, but they haven't shown you any reason to be at number 5. Notre Dame, we beat Notre Dame last year. Why is this even a thing? They lost a lot of offensive production, losing their star 2 running backs, Malachi Fields, and their star tight end, Eli Raridan. Why are they at 4? Or Georgia, I can understand. Oregon, bro, didn't Indiana absolutely whoop Oregon's ass? And didn't Miami also beat Ohio State's ass? I'm not understanding this concept. I really am not.
That the champion and the runner-up should start 1 and 2 always. That's what I think. I told you that last week.
And then plus, Ole Miss. Why are they behind Texas A&M? Ole Miss made it further into the playoffs last year than Texas A&M did. They were able to score more points on Miami than Texas A&M was the entire time.
And Alex Donald was saying this, and it's to a good point. Why is Missouri ranked? Why did they get ranked? Why are they ranked?
Missouri is always ranked. I don't get it. You could have put anybody else, bro. Brutally honest. You could have put a Clemson up there if you wanted. You could have put Florida up there, which I think Florida should be higher than, I said that last week. I think they deserve a little bit more respect because John Summerall and his coaching staff has been recruiting very well in the transfer portal. So I think they'll be a more competitive team than last year. But still, Missouri at 25 is crazy. That's crazy. Iowa is whatever. Everybody else, that you can play around with it, I get, but it gets up to I would say 10 and 11. That's where I think the cutoff is, and that's when we start to have some questions about what went through the minds of 1 through 10. Daniel, I'm flabbergasted. If you want to, let's say for the hypothetical, if you want to put Indiana 1, Miami at 2, then you have to come into, let's say, then you also want to include some sort of information from this year's team coming in and make an evaluation based off that too. I mean, Indiana, Miami, or Miami, Indiana, 1 or 2 or 2-1 could be the case. I'm at loss for words right now. I've went through TikTok, Instagram. I think I've seen I don't know how many people complain about this top 25. But
And
I
this
always
is the first time in years that Alabama is out of the top 10.
I mean, as they should, honestly.
Yeah,
I
I
think
agree
they're going
with
to be
that.
starting the quarterback, Keelan Russell. So we'll see how he ends up being. But oversights, I don't know anybody else besides Alabama, besides the quarterback I just mentioned, Keelan Russell, and Ryan Williams, the receiver. Anybody else, I do not know. Daniel, I'm not even kidding you. I don't know anybody else on the Alabama's roster, which is shocking. But like, for anybody that doesn't know or doesn't know me or hasn't been watching the show at all in the last couple of years, that yes, I don't like this preseason or like week one. Ignore it, bro. Ignore it and just wait until I'm gonna say it week 6, week 7, like I always do, especially because I think Miami plays Notre Dame week 7. I think I'm pretty sure week 7 or week 8. So that's when we're gonna see some actual movement. Because I feel like if Miami does beat Notre Dame, I think Notre Dame and Miami are gonna go undefeated until that point, and they're gonna both face each other undefeated, and one team's gonna walk out of there with a loss.
Yeah.
If Miami wins that game, I don't see how they're not number one in the country. I don't know if you agree with that, but I mean, you could say Indiana too. If Indiana still is
Are you
undefeated,
saying after like if they beat Notre Dame?
yeah, like if Notre Dame and Miami until they meet each other, go undefeated. They play each other. Miami wins. Miami knocks off, I guess, whatever Notre Dame would be. Notre Dame's at 4 right now. So if you're expecting Georgia, Oregon, or Ohio State, by the time they play Miami to lose, Notre Dame will probably be either 3 or 2, maybe 1, depending on something happens. Because I don't think. Let me see. Who does Ohio State play?
I was gonna say it depends on the other teams as well.
Ohio State plays number 5 Texas, number 6 Indiana. Okay, so Ohio State could be. Damn, they play number 2 Oregon. And Ohio State is playing a tough game.
Schedule.
This year.
Yeah.
I can see them lose one of these games just because I don't believe in Julian saying. Oregon, I think they're going to go down. I think they're going to lose the game. I think it's going to be to Ohio State or Indiana. I think they do play. If I could be wrong, no, they don't play each other. They do play USC. They play Ohio State and they play Michigan and they play Washington. I think Oregon's not going to finish in the top 10, and not in the top 5. I mean, one game is not not like a big crazy thing, but still, Ohio State could lose to Texas. I could very well happen. But I don't. I could see Miami in the top, at least in the top 3, if they do beat Notre Dame. Because I really don't. They would be the highest. No, they wouldn't. I don't know. The Big Ten right now is so confusing, bro. Because you have Indiana, you have Ohio State, and you got Oregon all in there. So it's kind of hard to figure out who's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. But as of right now, this list is dookie right now, Daniel. This list is dookie.
I would have to agree, and we're gonna stick with football. But first, ladies and gentlemen, if you go to Prize Picks and put in our code, our Plug Talk Sports code right here on the screen, if you plug in that code for Prize Picks, make your bets. We're right now just wrapped up NFL preseason week 1. Jonka, tell the bettors, as you do on Plug Picks, coming into NFL preseason week 2, who is the team that impressed you most in week 1 that you would choose in week 2?
Daniel, bro. Daniel, what are you doing to me? Oh, man. What team impressed me the most? That's a tough one, bro. That's a tough one. I guess I'll say the Cowboys. I mean the Cowboys actually. Yeah, I'm just gonna say the Cowboys. I think them beating the preseason champions. I guess you can call them. They're not the Super Bowl champions anymore, but
Whoa, 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 whoa! They are the defending champions.
yeah, I know. But
They
the thing
will
is, like,
have.
they're playing the preseason squad. So does it like?
They're still as an organization. They're still the defending champions. They hold that title until they lose it at the end of this upcoming year.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the Cowboys. I think they look pretty good holding that Seahawks offense. Honestly, they did lose K9. They lost their offensive coordinator Clint Kubiak, who's now head coach of the Raiders. So their offense could be stagnant because of that, or it could be because they don't have Jackson Smith and Jigba or Sam Darnold and everybody else on the field. But besides that, I think that's probably one of the most impressive games. I would say
that game for us Cowboy fans will be known as the Camden Brown game. 2 touchdowns, including one handed grab in the end zone for a touchdown. He looked great. And then we just signed Von Miller, 1-year deal, which we had to let go of wide receiver Trajan Holden for that. I think
I'll take that into the week.
Yeah. Jonka, adding Von Miller, who had 9 sacks with the Commanders last season. I mean, that is a great veteran pickup, veteran presence to this defense. I'm telling you, and I told you on the car ride home, this is the first offseason where I've seen Jerry Jones not playing no games, man. He has been serious this offseason, and I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
Daniel, what have I told you for years? Haven't you noticed how this is probably one of the most exciting off seasons for the Cowboys so far? Would you say?
Yeah.
And what have I been telling you? The Canes Cowboys connection is inevitable, bro. It's there. What is the luck that the Canes and the Cowboys all of a sudden are clicking out of nowhere? When we were crap, we were crap. When we had our ups, we had our downs. But now all of a sudden, it just seems like everything is clicking. We have the offense figured out. The defense is getting better. We have the quarterback. The whole situation is getting good. The head coach, bro, everything is lining up. Can you just imagine, Daniel, if, please God, if the Canes win the national championship and in the same exact season, the Dallas Cowboys win the Super Bowl?
Listen,
I don't want to hear anybody else tell me for the rest of my life that I don't know sports, because I've been saying this for years, that the moment one wins, the other is going to win.
Jonk, I'm telling you right now, if the Cowboys were to win the Super Bowl this year, right after – no. Hold on. If they win the Super Bowl this year, right after Spain wins the World Cup, you may not see me. You may not see me for months. You may not see me for – and if Real Madrid goes on and wins the Champions League this year, bro, it would probably be the best sporting full calendar year that Daniel Torres has ever experienced. I mean, we got Ferrari is in title contention for the constructors. Lewis Hamilton, who's been such a poor place for years now, stuck on that 7th world championship, is second, battling with Kimi Antonelli for the world championship. I mean, I'm having a heck of a sports year, man. Heck of a sports year. But yes, a Cowboys Super Bowl. Oh, don't get me started. Don't get me started, bro.
For anybody that doesn't know, 2026 has not been the best year for me. I lost the national championship. I lost in the Super Bowl. I didn't get my Champions League prediction right. All my teams have been losing so far this year. But so far, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, 2027 is looking up to be a pretty good one. Hopefully, God's like, yo, let's flip the script at least for this guy, bro. This guy's lost too much already. And I'm excited for Canes basketball, which apparently we might be getting back one of our star players from last year for a 5th year of eligibility, Malik Rianu. Daniel, I don't want to get ahead of myself. But can we see a Canes March Madness champions? Can we see a basketball championship?
We'll have to see, man.
That would be insane, Daniel. That would be insane.
We'll have to see. Let's go out around the horn here for preseason week 1. We had the Bengals in a 2-point victory over the Detroit Lions, 16-14. Steelers dogging the Packers 28-9. Then your Patriots ended in a 13-13 tie with the Indianapolis Colts.
Yep.
LA Chargers 27-7 over the Houston Texans. Arizona Cardinals 27-14 over the Las Vegas Raiders, which I know Carson Beck didn't play, but in the Hall of Fame game, he looked fantastic. Mendoza actually looked fantastic as well for the Raiders. Tennessee Titans 19-13 over the San Francisco 49ers. Tampa Bay Buccaneers 24-16 over the New York Jets. The Washington Commanders 20-7 over the Miami Dolphins, who are not looking good at all. The Denver Broncos 27-7 over the Falcons, who have some concerns about Tua turn the ball over, or should we say Tua Tagovailoa. The Vikings 13-10 over the New York Giants. The Bills in their new Highmark Stadium 29-14 over the Carolina Panthers. Chicago Bears 34-10 over the Cleveland Browns. The Jacksonville Jaguars 24-20 over the New Orleans Saints. And 20-12 Los Angeles Rams defeating the Kansas City Chiefs. And then the Ravens flocking over the Eagles 24-7. That ends week 1. Let's talk about the matchups coming up in week 2. We have the 49ers and Chargers on Thursday night, getting week 2 kicked off. Then Friday, we got the New York Jets, Pittsburgh Steelers, Carolina Panthers, Jacksonville Jaguars, Green Bay Packers, Denver Broncos. Then on Saturday, Dallas Cowboys playing the Arizona Cardinals, Washington Commanders playing the Detroit Lions, Baltimore Ravens playing the Minnesota Vikings, Buffalo Bills playing the Cleveland Browns, Atlanta Falcons playing the Indianapolis Colts, New Orleans Saints playing the Los Angeles Rams, the New York Giants playing the Miami Dolphins, the Chicago Bears playing the Cincinnati Bengals, Philadelphia Eagles playing your New England Patriots, Kansas City Chiefs against Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and then on Sunday, only one game. It is the Seattle Seahawks and Tennessee Titans. So that's coming down the pipe for week 2 this upcoming weekend. Jonka, anything you want to add to NFL preseason week 1?
Not really. I mean, I think this is just more just seeing who's going to make the roster, who's not. I would like to see more of like the Bills offense and how they're going to look like. Probably going to see if I can catch a Buccaneers game just to watch my boy Ruben Bain play. They play the Chiefs, which I'm excited to see that. That's at 7:30 on Saturday, I think, if I'm correct. Yep. Yeah, and then anybody else? Not really. I mean, I would like to see Cam Ward play the Seahawks and see how he does, but overall, this is just preseason. Even though it is football, I have to enjoy it.
Yep.
But as of right now, we're just technically 2.5 weeks away from actual NFL football.
College football.
Yeah, and college football. Hey, it's a good time. It's a good time.
It's best time of the year, I gotta say. But folks, again, don't forget Prize Picks. Here's our code on the screen. Use it when you go on the app. Make your bets, and as always, bet safely, as Jonka always says.
Unless you're me.
This is a topic that we talked about in the car on our way back from vacation. Should Miami leave the ACC? Obviously, this came up as there is a ruling that you don't have to wait 5 years anymore to switch conferences. So there's a lot of buzz. Should Miami dip the ACC and join another conference? Now, Jonka, here's the thing.
Yeah.
You join SEC, you join Big Ten. Of course, it's box office, it's business, it's money. It's a great decision for the University of Miami.
Yep.
Business-wise, I say it's a great decision. But when you start to think about it competitively, which I told you in the car, yes, in this past playoff run, which people will use, we beat Ohio State, we beat Texas A&M, we beat Ole Miss. Yes, you did in one playoff run, but can you do that consistently being in the conference? And granted, knowing Miami has not been able to win the ACC, they've only made one ACC title game against Clemson, and they got blown out, which I do think Miami has a good chance to make the ACC title game this year, which I agree with you, Jonka, that you've told me throughout the years the Hurricanes have had more bad teams than actual good teams. If they were to go to the SEC, which is where I would want them to go because it's closer to home, I think Big Ten would mean a little bit more traveling for the Hurricanes.
Yeah.
I would like them to go to the SEC. If they can't win the ACC competitively, does it make sense for them to join the SEC and leave the ACC, even though it is a smart business decision?
Assuming that they were to leave the ACC after this season or next season and not having won the ACC championship, I wouldn't like it because obviously I would like at least to leave with something.
Yeah.
Saying that you at least won the conference once, because then you're going to have that lingering over in your program for years to come. Hey, wow, you can win let's say Miami goes to the SEC and they win the SEC. Oh, you could do the SEC but not the ACC?
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't make sense. It would not make sense at all.
But again, it goes back to what you said before, what I had mentioned before, that Miami throughout the years, I don't know how many years we've been in the ACC. I think it's 2 decades or something like that. I think it was 2007, I think, that we joined the ACC. For everybody that doesn't know, Miami has been absolute donkey butt. Except for like a couple years, like let's say 2017, which is like one of the best years like I've ever witnessed for except for getting blown out in the ACC championship game. But overall, the rest of the teams have not been good. We've had like some good players, some good years, but not. You couldn't say that team was going to win the ACC championship game. So, you have that to think about. Like Miami never had a chance to win the ACC championship. In those cases, like the program wasn't anywhere near what it should have been. No one really cared about Miami anymore. Like even the athletic director Blake James, yes, I'm calling him out. He did not care about the football program. He just cared about making his money and just doing whatever. He didn't care about the program. I'm gonna come out and say it. I think we'll win. We were gonna win the ACC championship game if we had made it this past season, but because of ACC
tiebreaker rules.
Yeah, and tiebreaker rules, which is idiotic on their part. I think Miami got kind of like robbed in a way. If they robbed somebody else of Louisville or Georgia Tech or whoever else from
SMU.
contention. Yeah, they did everybody wrong. But again, I think this year, Miami does make the ACC championship game. I think at most we lose to Notre Dame because it's in South Bend and it's in the cold, and they're a tough team, well coached. Besides that, that's considered a non-conference game, so that
doesn't affect ACC play.
It doesn't. Yeah, they would be undefeated, with one loss to a top ranked team, you can make the argument, yeah, if they lose by 3 points to Notre Dame, do they fall really that far? And if they win the ACC championship game, you're most likely going to be a top 4 team with a bye week. Gee, do you imagine having a bye week last year, Daniel, instead of having to go through that gauntlet that we went through? Bro, and we still made the national championship. So, besides that, I would love to go to the SEC. I love the ACC, don't get me wrong. I love watching the teams play and how the variety of going up and down the East Coast. But I would love to, it would benefit the players. It would make us more money. And plus, I get to visit more, I get to visit Florida State. If they join, that's another conversation we had. If they were to join, we play Florida every year.
Yeah,
that's automatic money maker. We would play Georgia. We would play Ole Miss,
Alabama,
play LSU, Alabama. Bro, you mean to tell me UM versus that's money, Daniel? That's record-breaking money. You mean to tell me the U, where it is right now in this moment in time, versus all those big schools every single week? Nah, that's billions, Daniel. That's billions. And
honestly, every SEC school, any Miami game against an SEC school is phenomenal. Miami, Tennessee, it's great. It's great TV. It's great entertainment.
How the SEC hasn't come out and said we want Miami to join the SEC right now is borderline psychotic. How that hasn't come out is retarded to me, Daniel. Seriously.
I think that if you guys win the ACC this year, you guys should just say, all right, we got our ACC title. We're dipping. We're going to SEC.
I wouldn't mind it.
Now, we did hear on a podcast, shout out Alex Dono.
Locked On ACC.
Yeah, those guys were great. There is 3 spots left for the SEC, and you told me Miami, FSU, Clemson should take them.
Yep, I agree. Yep.
I'm not gonna lie, I have no complaints there. I'd like that.
Bro, you add Florida State, you keep it in state, you have the trio, Gators, Seminoles, Canes, you throw in Dabo Swinney in there in Clemson, you keep it all in the Southeast. Bro. Oh, man, them dogs, bro. Everything's going to be good, bro. Oh, my God, please.
I'm telling you, I would love nothing more than to see that happen.
And plus, it would benefit me more because now I've never been to a Georgia game. Now I get to see Miami versus Georgia. You get to see Miami versus, I guess, Ole Miss, LSU. I've never been to Baton Rouge.
It's a good excuse to take a 1-hour flight to Atlanta and see Miami versus Georgia in Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Exactly. Plus, go Mercedes-Benz. Kimi Antonelli, driver championship.
That would be one hell of a game in an amazing stadium.
Where's the national championship this year? Do anybody know?
Ooh, good question.
Look it up right now.
I know the Super Bowl is in LA.
Can you guess before I search it?
I'm gonna say Las Vegas.
Damn, you got it on the money. Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada.
I'm telling you, I knew because
it's always Vegas.
They are putting a lot of things in sports into Vegas, so I kind of figured it might be Vegas.
Can you imagine, Daniel, how well written this would be if the Canes make it back to the national championship and win it in Fernando Mendoza's home stadium?
Yeah, it would be nice, but he still has that ring he took from you.
Hey, it's all right. But still, though, it would be nice to, just win it in Las Vegas. That would be crazy.
End of story. Yes, I do think that Miami, it's hard. It's hard. Yes, Like entertainment and money wise is perfect, but can they actually compete in the SEC?
I think they can. I think literally Miami right now is an SEC team in the ACC.
Rob, but that's what you're saying. You're saying right now in this point of time.
Yeah.
Can Miami keep that up and stay consistent with that? Because they're good right now, but they haven't been able to do that.
I think so, just because the way Mario Cristobal runs his team. It's not sure you have skilled players, but he runs his team as like an SEC team where he just builds up the D line and the O line and just be like lean, green, mean machines. That's basically SEC football, bro. It's all about the trenches. And if you don't have a good trench in the SEC, you're not surviving. And Mario Cristobal is a hell of a recruiter. He's out recruiting right now Kirby Smart and everybody else in the SEC behind Texas A&M, and they only have it because of like unlimited money source.
Well, let's be honest. If you're a school down here, you really don't need to go far to recruit. You have your own backyard.
And Mario is literally getting people from Las Vegas, Chicago, New York, Maryland. He's going all across the entire nation for these people, because now all of a sudden the idea that you're trying to sell for since you've been here, since you joined Miami, is now like a proven concept. Where like, oh, I can see what you're talking about and why I stayed here for all these years, and now I get to play for you. Okay, now I see Mario can back up with his talk. They were literally a couple snaps away from possibly winning the national championship. It's really tough. It's really tough. Like, and plus, like, you get to be in a state with no income tax. It's Miami. Like, what more would you want? Like, seriously, I think that's the one thing Miami has over everybody else. That it's like, where would you rather win? Would you rather win in Texas? Would you rather win in California? Or would you rather win in Miami? It's a hard argument to beat.
Yeah. So
they can do it.
We're going to switch topics here. We're going to switch to some basketball. So the 2026-27 Miami Heat schedule, it's out. It is a loaded schedule, especially after adding the Greek Freak Giannis Antetokounmpo. Miami has 25 nationally televised games, which is a huge jump from last season. Let's take a look at some of the Miami Heat marquee games that we'll be seeing this season. So October 21st, they start the season at the Kaseya Center against the Minnesota Timberwolves, which will obviously be Giannis's Heat debut. And it will be one of the biggest storylines of opening week, and of course, new look Minnesota Timberwolves. Then we've got November 18th versus the Milwaukee Bucks. It's Giannis's return to Milwaukee, and it will be one of the most probably emotional games of the season. Funny enough, the Bucks only have 2 nationally televised games this season, and both of them are against Miami.
Yeah, shocker.
December 12th against the New York Knicks, the defending NBA champions. It's an ABC Saturday prime time. Jalen Brunson and the Knicks come down to South Beach to the Kaseya Center. Obviously, we've talked about this a little bit. December 25th, Christmas Day, the Heat, yes, back on Christmas. But they're at the Boston Celtics, 2:30 p.m. Eastern. Giannis and Bam versus Jason Tatum and the Celtics. We'll get into it in a bit. January 17th at the Golden State Warriors against Jimmy Butler. It's going to be one of the most anticipated Heat games of the year. Might be a little scrappy. January 28th, again, at Milwaukee Bucks. The second meeting in Milwaukee. And still going to be slated probably a hostile environment. Not for the Milwaukee fans. I would say more of because what happened between Bam and Tyler. January 30th, ABC Saturday prime time, part of NBA Rivals Week. It will be the Philadelphia 76ers, LeBron in town to face the Heat. Then we've got February 15th versus the San Antonio Spurs, Giannis versus Victor Wembanyama on President's Day National Showcase at 4 p.m. Eastern. Then we've got March 21st versus the Denver Nuggets 2023 NBA Finals rematch, Giannis and Bam versus Jokic. And then April 11th versus the Orlando Magic. At this point in time of the season in April could have big playoff implications. But Jonka, which matchup or what point in this schedule are you looking forward to the most?
Postseason.
Postseason, okay. I mean, yeah, we all want postseason.
We're making it. We're not a play-in team anymore. At least hopefully.
Knock on wood.
Bro. Obviously there still needs to be some work done with the roster. I think they're still trying to work out a buyout for Klay Thompson. Apparently the Heat really want Klay Thompson.
Apparently he wants to go to the Lakers.
Which I get it because of his dad, but besides that, I mean, I think we're a good enough team. I'm not worried too much about our defense, maybe more on our offense because Bam Adebayo sometimes he can get a bit passive. Giannis, I like him. I'm not worried about him except for his chronic prone injuries. Week here, week there. We can't afford to lose those games. Besides that, I'm not too nervous, honestly. I think we're gonna be a very good team.
I'll give you my top 5 games that I'm looking forward to the most. At 1, obviously, is Christmas Day against the Celtics. Shout out Brandon, and it's just because I absolutely hate the Boston Celtics. Hate them with a passion.
The Celtics are not going to be competitive, bro. Celtics will be a play-in team.
Oof. I could see that. Brandon may not appreciate it.
No, but I'm not play-in team at best.
At best, okay. Okay.
Just saying.
Brandon, if you're watching somewhere, you have to come defend your turf. You have to come defend your turf.
No Jaylen Brown to save your ass, bro. It's Jason Tatum coming off an Achilles tear. I need to see it to believe it. Now he has to carry the load. Jaylen Brown showed that he could do it. Now I need to see you do it. Or else this team is – I don't believe in Hugo Gonzalez to do it.
Maybe they traded the wrong Jaylen.
Very true. I mean, my boy Payne Pritchard is good and all, but he's not that good.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, if you look at the roster, I just don't see it. I really just don't see it.
Yeah, Heat Celtics, I hate them the most, and on Christmas Day, which I think, again, it's so stupid that Christmas Day they put this game in freezing Boston. I think it's idiotic. Should have been here in South
Why?
Beach. Yeah, should have been here in South Beach. I think after that, say January 28th against the Bucks, first game, Giannis returns. I want to see how Tyler and Bam are going to react after their altercation in Las Vegas. I think that's going to be really fun. January 17th, we'll take my 3rd spot against the Warriors. I think that will be fun to see Jimmy Butler against the Heat. I mean, it'll always be fun to see Jimmy Butler against the Heat after everything that transpired. 4th, I'm going to go February 15th, President's Day, against the Spurs, just because the Spurs made the NBA Finals. And obviously, to see Giannis versus Wemby is a great matchup. And then I go my 5th and final, December 12th versus the Knicks. Obviously, Heat Knicks, kind of a rivalry, but I think more in our generation is more Heat Celtics. That'll be a good one. But Yeah, that's my top 5 of really games out of this calendar schedule for the Miami Heat, and I can't wait. Honestly, I can't wait for basketball. Just like football, I can't wait to get this new Miami Heat season going. To be honest,
I'm honestly John. I don't know if I'm as excited about basketball this year as I am football because I don't know. It's just when football's gone, it's a different vibe than when basketball.
I get it.
And plus, like I would say both of our teams are in football. I guess are going to be competitive to watch. So it's like,
hey man, but the Heat will be competitive to watch.
I know, but it's like it's every week you're the suspense to watch the game.
Hey man, listen. Yes, it would be great to get football back, but that's on the weekends, man. I need something to fill in, like all these good NBA games every other night. I need it. I need it, man. I need it because right now,
I get it.
Just baseball every night. I like baseball, but it ain't cutting it.
Yeah, no, I need October to show up already, bro. I'm getting tired of baseball.
Talking about soccer, is the end near for Messi in Miami? We just saw Ronaldo saying that this was going to be his last year with soccer. Listen, Messi said after his father has just passed, coming to this game against Nashville, that he doesn't know how much longer he sees himself playing. I told you this past week, do not be surprised at the end of this MLS season that Messi says, I'm done. Do not be surprised. I would not be surprised if that happened.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing else to prove. I'm sorry, but this team right now is just absolute dog water.
It's terrible.
And it just goes to show you how bad MLS is right now, at least the Eastern Conference, where you can be that bad defensively and still sitting in second place of the Eastern Conference. Bro, it's insane. It's insane. And this team realistically has just 2 titles left to play for, which is the MLS Cup, which are the defending champions, and then the Campeones Cup, which is winner of Liga MX versus winner of MLS Cup, which they'll be playing Cruz Azul, which, to be honest, Cruz Azul is doing great again this season. And after we just watched in Leagues Cup, I don't think they'll be winning no Campeones Cup if they play the way that they played in the Leagues Cup against these Mexican teams, the top Mexican teams. But I just think Messi looks tired, man. I think he looks tired. Obviously, you try to get your joy of playing. It's hard to do it. I told you it's hard to do it when you got this team around you. I just won't be shocked if he says he's done at the end of the season.
I feel like what happened with Messi was it's a lot was thrown at him all at once. Like losing the World Cup, and then you took a break, you come back. You have to somehow figure it out.
Let's rephrase that so people can kind of know the emotional toll. He goes to the World Cup knowing that his dad is sick, which makes a lot more sense of why he was so emotional after each game. World Cup ends, he loses the final, goes to Argentina to see his dad, comes all the way back to Miami, plays in like 2 games, I think.
Yep.
And then his dad passes, goes all the way back to Argentina, which is not like right there. It's a 10-hour flight from Miami to Argentina.
And then no one knows when he's going to be coming back.
Yeah.
And then Inter Miami loses 3-2, I think, against Monterrey.
Yes.
Yeah.
They lose that game. His first start back is an absolute demolishment from first place Nashville.
No, I think he comes back against
He came off the bench.
That game that they had to win in the Leagues Cup, they lost.
Yes. He came off the bench, but his first start was against Nashville.
Imagine, like, you're like, oh hey, my team is on the brink of elimination. I have to come back and play, and then you lose, so you get eliminated, you lose, and then you get blown out by Nashville 4-1.
Well, you're on the brink of elimination. You lose that, and then you got to play the first place team in the conference and get blown out.
Like I feel like it is just a lot. Plus the team adding on to that the team is absolutely bad. Like Suarez is whatever. I think he continues to play. I don't think he retires. I think he continues to play, but I think he tells Jorge Mas and the ownership that hey, like we need a new squad. Like Rodrigo DePaul, hey, it was great that winning the MLS Cup with you, bro, but you're out. Suarez, you're out. Casemiro, I guess you can keep him. I guess he's not a terrible player.
You just got him.
Yeah, so you try to use those two designated slots for some other players you can try to bring in. You bring in a new manager, one that like is an actual manager, not an idiot in a jacket. Like, I think this team just needs like a good mental state with this team because obviously losing your dad is going to take a little while to
recover
from that. So I don't know what's going to happen this season. I don't think we win the season, but I wouldn't be shocked if we did because you never know. Messi can just turn it on and everything seems to be clicking. But I think after this season, I think he could retire, but also he could just say, "Hey, let's just stop with the BS and just let's actually get a squad ready. Give me some actual players, some playmakers, and then we move on like that."
I mean, I think Janka, I think that management needs to have a real serious conversation at the end of this season because they invested so much money coming into this season to be a global club, saying that their main objective was to win the CONCACAF Champions Cup, which would qualify you for the next FIFA Club World Cup. They get bounced out in the first round by Nashville. So Nashville's had their number this season.
I think this team just has no unity. This team has no unity, bro. Ever since Alba left and Busquets was out, like there's no cohesion with the team. Like everybody was on the same page when those two players were on the field. Now it just seems like it's a mismatch. Like Suarez comes in every so often. Casemiro just came in. Like, what am I just getting thrown into the fire? Messi is like, bro, what is this right now? And then Rodrigo DePaul is literally not helping anything because I feel like he's one of the biggest problems with the team and why it's not working because he just gives up the ball so many times. Is eating basically poop on the field. Like he's not really helping Messi when Messi needs a breather or needs to like set up a play or whatever he's doing. He doesn't help either. So I just think this whole team needs to be revamped, bro. Suarez out, Rodrigo out. Casemiro, you stay. You build the chemistry with Messi next season.
So your answer is you think he stays. You don't think
I think he stays. I don't think I doubt it.
Okay. Now, Janka, I read this last night and I was like, no way. And I knew we had to talk about it. Sergei Bobrovsky, Big Bob. Love down here, Florida Panthers, 2-time Stanley Cup champion with the Florida Panthers. He wanted to stay with Florida and was about to re-sign with Florida, but the Panthers wanted to give him a no-trade clause, and he didn't want that. He didn't want a no-trade clause. So for that reason is the sole reason why he goes to the Toronto Maple Leafs. We almost had Big Bob back. But the thing is, he played pretty poorly last season. And granted, I think aside from a lot of injuries we had, I think that the team was just tired after, I think, like 4 straight years of going all the way to the Stanley Cup Finals. Would you have wanted aside? I mean, is that something that's ludicrous to you? Something that's crazy to you that just for a no trade clause we could have had Big Bob back, or is it something where like, yeah, I think it was time to move on?
So let me get this right. So Bobrovsky wanted a no trade clause, or he didn't
the
want.
Panthers were giving him a no trade clause. He didn't want the no trade clause.
Now, fill me in again. The no trade clause. Exactly what does that mean?
This can't get traded.
That he cannot get traded.
No.
Oof.
So maybe he was thinking, hey, if this starts poorly, if this just doesn't work out at some point in the season, I can ask for a trade or get traded.
Yeah,
and the Panthers basically said with the no trade clause, no, we're going to re-sign you. We want you here. We're not going to trade you.
I mean, I can see both sides. I really can. But I will have to agree with the Panthers. Like, if we intend to sign you, we intend to keep you. Plus, you're a veteran. You have the leadership. You have the experience that if we ever need you, you can come in. So we don't intend to trade you. If that's the case, right? If he has that 100% guarantee that he's not going to get traded, then that's the whole point. Man, that's a tough one, Daniel. Really.
And on top of that, you go to the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Yeah, that's a stinger right there.
Like, the Leafs, really?
Now, Daniel, here's a question I gotta ask you now. Now, the moment we match up with the Maple Leafs in the regular season or in the playoffs, are you gonna feel like a little sting every time we score on Bob?
No.
No?
No. At the end of the day, listen, I'm a competitive person. I like to win. You made your decision. You're on the other side. I always love you and appreciate you for everything you did for the Panthers and the amazing performances that you had and the Stanley Cup memories. But you're on the other side now, buddy.
Especially with our squad this year.
Oh, we're going to be stacked. We're loaded. We're ready to go again.
We're coming for the hunt, bro. We're hunting this year.
We're ready.
I don't think we lose like 10 games.
Okay, well, hold on. We're like, relax. Let's not go that far, but
hey, Daniel, we're stacked, buddy. We had the whole year off, whole year and a half off. We're good now. We got the Kachuk brothers.
Yeah, we're gonna. The only time the Carolina Hurricanes actually get a chance to win something is when the Panthers don't make it to the playoffs.
And what's their name? The Oilers. What happened, bro?
Yeah, they were down bad too, man.
Can you imagine that, bro? That would be cinema. If we play the Oilers again in the Stanley Cup final. Oh my god, we beat them again.
If I have nightmares to this day of hearing the name Leon Draisaitl or Stuart Skinner.
Connor McDavid,
man. But yeah, I mean, it's not gonna sting for me, but I am gonna miss Big Bob, and I agree with you. I see both sides of the coin in this situation, but it is what it is. It's what happened, and I think it's gonna be a great hockey year for our Cats, for our Florida Panthers.
I agree.
That's gonna do it for us tonight. Just hit the hour mark. We hope that you guys enjoyed this episode 239. Next Monday will be the last episode of the month of August. As I believe it's the last episode of the month of August, should be. As we head towards September, and the good times, good topics are coming up as football is coming up, and obviously basketball fast approaching. So once again, we thank you all for tuning in. We hope you enjoy all of our content. Subscribe to our YouTube, TikTok, X, Instagram for all of the updates. And have a great weekend, or a great week, should I say. God bless, and we'll see you next week on Plug Talk Sports.
And don't forget,